Well, I came across the story of the Peace Child, and since our theme is peace this week, it seemed like a good fit. It's a story about a missionary who was in, I think, Irian Jaya, and there were warring tribes, and he was trying desperately to get peace between these two tribes, but he just couldn't do it, and he just asked them again and again and again if they could be peaceful and have peace with each other and forgive each other. Eventually, one of the guys said to him, "Tomorrow we're going to have peace." And he observed the next day, this guy was carrying his child over to the other tribe, and his wife was screaming and crying and carrying on. And eventually he realized that what happened is that there was an exchange of children taking place. From one of the tribes, a child was being given to a family in the other tribe. And from the first tribe, there was a child being given to the second. And the parents, of course, were very sad about this, but they said this is how peace is brought about. And they said that there was a commitment to peace as long as these children lived in the other villages. And the missionary realized that this was an image of the gospel that he could use, because he'd been preaching the gospel and nobody had understood it at all. And so he says, you and your ancestors are not the only ones who found that peace required a peace child. And he began to speak about Jesus as the peace child. And as he said that Jesus came as a peace child, one of the tribesmen asked him, "Is this who you've been talking about?" And he said, "Yes, just as you gave your son to another tribe so that there would be peace, God gave his son to this world so that there would be peace." And then as he explained this, and for the first time, this sense of gospel, of forgiveness, of peace had made sense to these people. And so he opened John's gospel and he said to them, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life." And this man looked at the missionary and he says, "This is the man Jesus that you've been talking about to us." "The very one," Don Richardson replied. He said, "My heart has sent me, my God has sent me to tell you about the peace child who is strong. You know, your peace child is weak, and there is a chance of conflict between your tribes again in the future. But this peace child is strong, and God forgives us forever, and he brings peace into our hearts. And if your peace child who is weak can bring peace, think how much more the peace of God's perfect child brings perfect peace for us." And so the message of God's love and peace and forgiveness and even atonement came to this tribe for the first time. They'd not understood it at all before, but now for the first time they did. And as the Christmas season approaches, we're once again reminded of God's offer to each one of us of peace with him, of free pardon from our sin, and the gift of eternal life through his Son, Jesus Christ. And as these people had to individually accept the peace child into their tribes, so we too need to individually accept the peace child Jesus into our hearts and receive his forgiveness with thanksgiving. Well, this is an amazing story, really, of a hostile tribe, a warring tribe, and an obscure custom that actually spoke of the gospel and spoke of the peace that we all yearn for. And for us, in our situation, it is a call for us to accept Jesus and to look for the peace that we find in him. And, I encourage you, in this Christmas season, where peace is one of the great themes, and it's the theme of our devotions this week, it's the theme of church this Sunday. embrace peace, embrace Jesus, and seek peace in your own heart, even in these troubled times. Well, in all of that, let me encourage you to register for church this Sunday, because we can have 200 people there, of which we're very grateful, and we would love you to be part of that crowd of 200. And we understand at this time that we can sing. We may have to wear masks, but how great to be together and to sing our praises to the Lord. Register, catch you on Sunday, but also before then in the daily catch-up. Bye for now.